The first three numbers stand for the tire width. Two numbers that follow after a slash show how wide the tire is. The more the number is, the more the tire looks like a truck tire. The number is in the range from 35 to 90, and the average is around 60. Letters that follow reveal the tire construction, so if you see the letter R, it stands for passenger type, and you're likely to see it on your own car too. If you see ZR instead, it means the tire is suitable for racing, and the last two digits describe the size of the rim in inches. Aren't you tired of this? Oh, by the way, the letter Z was removed from the Latin alphabet in 300 BCE and returned 2 centuries later. Took you long enough. Another cool car fact: a full tank of gasoline equals about 31,000 calories, the amount one person needs for about 20 days. Don't drink this stuff. Formula One racing cars are constructed in such a way that, at a certain speed, they could be driving on a ceiling. In just 12 days of eating sugar, our brain structure changes, and we have a hard time doing without sweet stuff afterwards. Colors are the way the object reflects or absorbs light. The darker the color, the more light it absorbs. The darkest color out there isn't black, it's Vanta black. It absorbs more than 99% of light, and it's the darkest pigment on our planet. Some butterflies' wings are 100 times blacker than charcoal. But it's not about the color. This effect is just an optical illusion created thanks to the wing structure. Photographs actually capture light. The tiniest thing ever photographed was the shadow of an atom. At any given moment, there are 2 points on Earth exactly opposite to each other, but having exactly the same temperature and atmospheric pressure. Since birds have evolved from dinosaurs and had a crocodilian ancestor, they just might have been classified as reptiles. Soap operas got their name from the first advertisers sponsoring dramas on radio and TV. They were mainly cleaning and detergent product manufacturers. Spandex, a fiber used in making sports clothing, got its name as an anagram of the word expands. Bubblegum is usually pink because the first commercial gum, made in 1928, was like that. Pink simply was the only color of the food dye available at the factory. The first chewing gum ever, though, probably appeared about 10,000 years ago. People chewed birch bark tar back then. Yummy. Salad dressings and sunscreen have something in common. Ranch dressing is white because of titanium dioxide. Sunscreen producers add some titanium dioxide to their products too. So, if you get caught out in the sun and all you have is ranch dressing, you'll know what to do. Bananas have a curved shape because they turn towards the sun. Maybe they need some ranch dressing. Rats can smell if their pack members are hungry and share their food with them. Domestic cats influence wildlife in their vicinity much more than other wild animals, especially predators. When you buy some grated cheese, get ready for surprise. If the package says it contains cellulose, it means that cheese does contain wood pulp. Don't worry, it's digestible. It's added to prevent it from clumping. When you gain or lose weight, your fat cells don't disappear, they just change their size. When you take a hot bath, you burn as many calories as you would if you went for a 30-minute walk. There are actually way more possible chess iterations than there are atoms in the observable universe. If you make ice cubes with tap water, they will be white. If you use boil water, they will be transparent. Boiling the water removes all gases from it, so they don't form bubbles when frozen. Almost anything that melts can be used to make glass. The only thing you need to do is cool off the molten material until the molecules realign into what they used to be before melting. If it was possible to get rid of all of the empty space from the atoms that every human on Earth is made of, then all the people on the planet could easily fit into an orange. Many dogs love veggies, carrots, cucumbers. Mine eats carrots. But please don't treat your little friend to grapes. Dogs are completely intolerant to it. Your taste buds won't work properly if your mouth is too dry. The saliva triggers chemical reactions thanks to enzymes, also called catalyst proteins, that will break down the food as soon as it gets into your mouth. Honey's the only food product that never goes bad. Horses can have dashing mustaches to match their manes, and they look fabulous. There are two types of baby carrots. The first are the veggies picked before they reach maturity. The second type are trimmed adult carrots. This is just a marketing trick to convert carrots that have no market value into a product that can actually be sold. Continents move constantly, but pretty slowly. The average speed rate is the same as your fingernails' growth. The South Pole was a lush tropical rainforest about 90 million years ago. The only one continent on our planet that covers all four hemispheres is Africa. Number 1 isn't exactly 1. It's 0.infinite nines. Escalator brushes aren't for keeping your shoes clean and polished. It might be tough to apply wax right on that brush while the escalator's on the move. It's actually for our safety. Brushes won't let you come close to the edge, so a long coat or bootcut jeans won't end up in between the steps. There's enough gold in the Earth's core to cover the whole planet in a foot-thick layer. The smallest dinosaur in history was the size of a bee hummingbird. You should drop the cranberries to see if they're tasty. These berries can bounce because of teeny tiny air pockets inside. The air lets them bounce and float. The higher the berries bounce, the better they are. When you're asleep, you won't smell anything with a nasty odor. The thing is that your sense of smell deactivates at night. If there's some really terrible smell in your bedroom, you won't even be bothered. Your morning coffee is actually stewed fruit. Coffee beans are a berry pick, so it's basically a drink made of berries. If an onion was grown in a soil poor in sulfur, its taste is going to be soft and you won't shed a tear while cooking. If the soil was vice versa rich in sulfur, make sure there's a Kleenex box for you. Australia may be a relatively small continent, but it's still wider than the moon. In the Philippines, there's an island inside a lake, on an island that's inside another lake, which is located, right, on an island. Smartphones require a tiny amount of electricity. Even if you calculated the yearly cost of every charge, it would be definitely under $1. Donuts have a hole in the middle, and it doesn't stand for O in donut. It's not designed for an easier grip either, though it can be quite convenient too. It's actually made this way for mass baking, so that they cook all the way through evenly. Bath foam isn't only for fun or a nice smell, it also helps regulate the temperature. The bubbles keep the water hot, so you can enjoy your bath a bit longer. Anyway, it works for acrylic bathtubs only. Those made of metal lose heat really fast either way. If you ever tried a Nintendo cartridge to taste, you'll confirm this, they taste revolting, leaving a sour bitterish aftertaste in your mouth. They're covered with denatonium benzoate, one of the most disgusting flavors known. That's why nobody swallows them. Koalas drink by licking water off tree trunks they're hanging onto. Your stomach has a lining that's replaced every 3 to 4 days. That's done to stop it from eating itself. The digestive acids can be pretty damaging. Tomatoes have more genes than humans. This shouldn't concern you, though, because it's not the number of genes that matters, but the complexity of their connections. The second dirtiest place in our body is the belly button, and it's probably because it's the first ignored place. We really don't use it after we're born. The belly button has over 2,300 bacterial species, and it does need extra attention. There's a tiny thermometer inside each cell of a living being. It detects if it's too warm for comfort and changes how the cell grows. 200 years ago, ketchup was used as a medicine. Doctors used to believe tomatoes had a lot of medicinal properties, so did ketchup. Well, we still love it, but as a dressing. Oh, and the last one? 3 of the hardest things for people to say: 1. I was wrong. 2. I need help. 3. Worcestershire sauce. I can say it because I'm a professional. Yuck.